They are easy to get, easy to hide. You can't smell them on someone's breath. And for many teens, they seem harmless. OxyContin, Xanax, Norco, Vicodin, Percocet, and the list goes on. Many of the parents are from Generation X, but are the kids turning into Generation RX? We have chosen not to use the last names of any of the young drug users we spoke with.
You know, pills, they don't have a smell to them. You just take them and boom.
16-year-old Marlena is a student at Bakersfield High School. She says on any day of the week, you can find students using, buying, and selling prescription pills such as Soma, Norco, Darvocet, OxyContin, Percocet, Vicodin, and Xanax. And she says it's not just a small group of students popping pills on campus.
About half the school, probably more than that, because, I mean, everybody has them these days.
Marlena says she has taken a Vicodin someone gave her at school when she had a headache. But with most kids, pain relief is not the goal. It's all about getting high right under the noses of parents and teachers. According to the U.S. Justice Department, 18% of teens ages 12 to 17 reported using the painkiller Vicodin without a prescription. 10% reported using OxyContin, a very powerful painkiller, and 11% reported abusing the stimulants Ritalin or Adderall. Mother's Little Helper has become Junior's big vice.
There is a concern here in our community that students that we have are accessing prescription medications for personal use.
Kern High School District Police Chief Steve Alvidrez says several years ago the district might have caught 1 or 2 kids with pills on campus per year. Now it's every week or 2. And kids aren't just using, they're dealing.
They can bring these pills and make a few dollars here and there.
Xanax, or Xannies as the kids call them, run $1 or $2 a pill. Vicodin between $5 and $10 a pill. And just one OxyContin can run $20 to $80. So where are all these pills coming from? Usually the family medicine cabinet or someone with a prescription who sells their meds on the side. Sometimes the kids are the ones prescribed the meds. Robert, now in his early 20s and in a drug dependency recovery program, started abusing pain meds while playing football for Delano High School.
Just the high that you don't feel nothing, you're just numb from the world.
His addiction spiraled out of control, and when he couldn't get more pills, he, like many other young pain pill addicts, turned to a cheaper, easier to get drug, heroin.
I couldn't get my hands on the pills no more. I mean, my neighbor ran out and, you know, and it was much easier to get the heroin out there in Chinatown where I live at. You know what I mean? And sniff it, smoke it.
These are all track marks?
Yeah.
20-year-old Austin showed me his track marks. He's been injecting drugs for 4 years, since the age of 16.
Yeah, and then those.
Both young men are trying to get their lives back on track at the Christian-based drug treatment program Teen Challenge in Shafter. And that's where I sat down with pill addicts struggling to stay clean. They range in age from 18 to 25. By a show of hands, how many of you did OxyContin or other pills in high school?
I was heavily involved in pills all throughout my high school years. Yeah, the OxyContin got too expensive, so we switched to heroin.
How many of you became addicted to heroin because of OxyContin and those pills? And a show of hands again, how many of you lost everything because of it? John Burns is an assistant director and addiction counselor at the Shafter Teen Challenge.
Seeing an increase in young people abusing pills, and we're seeing an increase in the broad spectrum of young people getting involved with the pills. This is all social classes and all ethnic groups.
Just moved into Oxy, and then after I started taking Oxy, I started doing heroin, and then shooting it up.
These young men only have a few weeks or months off drugs. Not only are they fighting narcotic addiction, they are now facing the wreckage they caused while they were loaded and numb to their actions.
I lost everything. I lost my relationship with my parents. I lost friends. Everything. I broke everything I ever had.
They want other young people, especially teens, to know that seemingly harmless little pill is really a Pandora's box of darkness and demise.
It may seem like a cool thing to do now,
But in the end, it ruins you. It's a life ruiner. It just crushes you. Everything's just going to collapse on you in the end.
Marlena says she too has seen fellow classmates destroy their lives with these highly addictive pills.
But that doesn't help. I mean, we still take them all the time, so.
If you or someone you know is abusing prescription pills, you can call Teen Challenge at 399-CARE. Treatment there is free, and they treat both men and women. Or you can call a free 24-hour drug treatment referral hotline that can find you a center that's right for you. Many of those are free as well. That number is 1-866-395-1680. And for more information on local treatment centers, you can log on to our website at kget.com. Tomorrow at 5, in the second part of our series, Generation RX, we're going to show you how local teens aren't just destroying their lives, but losing their lives. These pills aren't just dangerous, but downright deadly. Jim and Robin, the pills may seem harmless to some young people. After all, they're made by pharmaceutical corporations, not in a makeshift lab at someone's home. But as you are about to see, they are very deadly, and even the milder painkillers contain a very toxic ingredient. 20-year-old Richard Jesse Pierce, known as Jesse to family and many of his friends, was an all-American boy. He was big, standing 6'6" and weighing 250 pounds. He had played football for North High School, loved to go to the Kern River, had a magnetic smile and bright, cheerful eyes.
He was so happy. I loved his smile and his deep voice. It was just, and the bear hugs.
He was into skateboarding. He played football all three years of high school.
Like many young people, he broke a few of the rules. He had smoked marijuana before and he liked to drink with friends. But his family says he had never done hard drugs and never popped prescription pills like many of his friends.
He had a lot of friends that he knows that does stuff like that, but he told me he would never do it. He thinks they're stupid to try that.
It was July 5th, 2009. Jesse had gone to the Kern River with friends and then he went to a barbecue. He told his mother he was going to stay overnight. The next morning, she got a call at work.
They didn't know what it was, but they said it was some type of drug overdose.
Jesse was already dead when paramedics arrived. According to the coroner's report, Jesse had mixed alcohol with a powerful painkiller called hydromorphone, also known as Dilaudid. When he died, his blood alcohol level was 0.07, not even legally drunk. The Kern County Coroner's Office says in 2009, 6 people under the age of 21 died from accidental overdoses of prescription drugs. 5 died in 2008, 3 in 2007. None died in 2006, and 3 young people accidentally overdosed on pills in 2005. Dr. Todd Peterson, an ER doctor at San Joaquin Community Hospital, says they are seeing a tremendous rise in the number of young people coming in with prescription pill overdoses.
There is a trend more to where teenagers are using prescription medications as opposed to the so-called illegal drugs in the past.
He says they are also seeing young people coming in with liver failure after taking prescription pain pills. The reason? Most prescription painkillers are made up mostly of acetaminophen, known by the brand name Tylenol. For example, 1 oxycodone tablet can contain 5 milligrams of the narcotic hydrocodone and 500 milligrams of acetaminophen.
And you really don't need to take a lot of acetaminophen to put your liver into shock and or failure.
He says long-term use in lower doses can also cause permanent liver damage and even death. As for Jesse, it was the hydromorphone and the alcohol that killed him.
The kids are continuing to do it. They went to his funeral. They don't want to do it anymore. They continue to take the drugs like that. Even though they know something can happen to them, they're continuing to do it.
Kids nowadays don't understand dead is dead. You don't come back. You don't get another chance. When you're gone, you're gone.
If you or someone you know is abusing prescription pills, you can call a free 24-hour drug treatment referral hotline that can find you a center that's right for you. And many of those centers are free. This call will be free too. The number on your screen, 1-866-395-1680. And for more information on local treatment centers, and if you need that number again, go to our website at kget.com. Another